Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. You're on Sounds of Radio show on the Ouija. And we're going to have a special guest today, but we'll leave that as we've let the cat out of the bag already. But anyway, I'm going to play a song here by Graham Brown. It's called We Will Win, and we definitely will. So here you go. Enjoy.
Can you hear the 45 sing? I don't care what they say, I'm gonna do it anyway. And when the rain falls down, stand proud in your hometown. We can be a nation again, we will win. Tie your flags to the man of steel, like Wallace, his sword and shield. We will walk through the fields of hell, where the clans of yesteryear fell. We can be the kings of our land. Beat the drum and raise your hands. Our time is here and now, and I can show you how. Can you hear the freedom bells ring? Can you hear the 45 sing? I don't care what they say, I'm gonna do it anyway. And when the rain falls down, stand proud in your hometown. We can be a nation again, we will win. Can you see the change we need is coming? We need you now to stop our chances burning. Oh, they can take it all from me, but the whole wide world will see. We will win and set Scotland free. Can you hear the freedom bells ring? Can you hear the 45 sing? I don't care what they say, I'm gonna do it anyway. And when the rain falls down, stand proud in your hometown. We can be a nation again, we will win. Oh, we can be a nation again, we will win.
Everybody, hope you enjoyed that song. That was Graham Brown with We Will Win. And guess who we have in the studio today? Can you recognize this guy sitting there with the earphones on? It's Graham Dallas. Hello, Graham. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jim?
I'm very, very good. It's Thursday already. Can you put...
And hello to everybody that's listening in.
So we got 15 people listening. So hello, every 15 of you. Send up some comments in comments, and we'll put on the screen. I was trying to think of a name for Thursday, because I normally say it's like funny Friday, Wacky Wednesday. What's a good Thursday, Graham?
Sorry, sir. I think you've got an echo there, Jim. I'm struggling to hear you. What did you say there?
What's a good name for a Thursday? You can say Wacky Wednesday or Freaky Friday. What's
Thursday? I don't know.
Terrific Thursday.
You're asking me what rhymes with Thursday. I should know that, shouldn't I? Day, stay. Don't know. I need to think about that one. You put me on the spot there.
Graham's sleep, yeah. Okay, so Graham, I believe that you are recording a new album.
Yeah, I'm always writing a new album, Jim, but this is definitely going to be the last one.
Tell us about it.
I started off actually getting into folk music when I was a kid. That's what really got me started playing the guitar. And the funny thing is, I grew up in a home where my father was an atheist, so religion never really came into our family. But I used to go to the BB to play in the football team. And for some reason, and to this day, it's kind of strange because it was in Glasgow, and we used to sing Irish folk songs, the Wild Rover, the Irish Rover, songs like that, and I really loved them, you know, and just the fact everybody was singing them. So for my Christmas one year, I got a Dubliners and a Clancy Brothers album, and I had a guitar, so I learned every song in those two albums, and I was big into folk music. And then blues and rock came along, and then soul, and then I was in the clubs playing country, and you know, everything just went against it. But I was at a stag do in Santa Ponsa, and it's a big Irish area. And I was sitting on my balcony one night because all the youngsters were out. I just used to go back early to my balcony and just sit and watch the sun going down. And down below me was a bar playing Irish folk music, and you know, it really sounded quite good. So I wandered down, and I noticed that they were all going absolutely mental when the guy was singing Irish sort of folk rebel songs. And I thought, do you know, that's what I haven't done. I've written a lot of independent songs, but I've never really done it in the style of, you know, really the hard hitting style. So I decided to sit down and write a folk album, go back to that. So I was so in the last couple of days, this sad little man was while everybody else was out at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was in my bed and getting up at 7 in the morning, going to a local wee cafe, getting a coffee and a croissant, and I was just sitting there writing more sort of hard hitting songs. Yeah, coffee, can't do without it. But so yeah, I started writing sort of more, you know, I think songs like, you know, why is England the only country that doesn't want independence? Songs more on that kind of line, you know, that are sort of more hard hitting. Are they skint? Are they skint? Are they so bloody skint? Do they have no money of their own? You know, I think, you know, so yeah, so it's all folk music, and I've loved going back to folk music actually. Just a couple of, sorry, I'm rabbiting on. Am I okay rabbiting on here?
Go on.
Just a couple of things that happened at the same time. At the same time I was there, I was out for a walk one night, and I walked past, there's a pub in Kirriemuir called Three Bellies Bray, where the guy that runs Yes Kirriemuir, he's the guy that played the fiddle on the vow for me, and he runs a folk jam session in there every Tuesday. So I popped my head in anyway, and I was listening to what they were doing, and you know, just Gordon came up a couple of times, said to me, come on down, do this stuff. So I started learning the songs, and then I thought, nah, I'm going to kind of update these songs as well. You know, it was all the Strip the Willow stuff they were doing and all the Gay Gordon stuff. It's all traditional songs. So I kind of took those beats and made more modern folk songs on them. I must be boring you to death, Jim. You've gone. But anyway, so I'll talk to you guys. Yeah, so it was just so that coupled with the trip to Santa Ponsa really got me writing in a different vein. So these are all folk songs, and I think the last I wrote one. Are you back, Jim? Sorry, I wrote the last song for the album this week, and I'm going to just put a shout out to a guy, Billy Knox, the photographer. I don't know Billy from Adam, but the guy's taking so many pictures of me, and I've never seen him taking a picture, but he's obviously been standing in front of me at times, you know. But his work's great. The guy goes around all around Glasgow and Scotland, I think, just documenting what's actually happening. And so he did one last week, actually. He was up at Glasgow University. There was a hunger strike, you know, against Palestine. And I thought, I've got to write a song about that. So that's the last song for the album about the Glasgow hunger strikers. But a big shout out to Billy. So I would say to everybody listening here, he gets a lot of bots and trolls and all that on his Facebook page, his
everybody
Facebook page. So I think if you just go and give him a wee bit of support, I'm sure he would appreciate it.
I think so.
He's doing a fantastic job. The last time I was on his site, actually, somebody was calling him King Billy. And I thought that's actually quite ironic, because if there was an aristocracy amongst hard-working photographers, the boy would be a king, you know.
And Jim Campbell's so brilliant.
Who's that? Sorry?
Jim Campbell. He does a lot of stuff for marches and Palestine protests, and all. Really good guy. So we've got some fantastic photographers. Like, I think it's really important, guys, is get out there and support all the Scottish people doing stuff, you know, and do give them coins and share their work and stuff, because they do get abuse like everybody does. Yeah,
he gets a lot of abuse, and he's doing a fantastic job, you know, and thankless job. You know, he just turns up. He doesn't look for any credit or anything. He just documents it, puts it on his Facebook page. Totally unsung hero.
It's really recorded Scotland's history. It's so necessary, and if they weren't doing that, then actually we'd look back and say, like, do you remember what happened? I can't remember what happened, because we'll all have dementia, you know.
Historians in the future will be using these pictures, there's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna put jingle now, and I just want to say something before I play the jingle. Well, wait, let me play the first, and then I'll tell you. Okay, so 1 to 3. It's not going to take long.
You're listening to Sounds of Freedom, the only station playing Scottish independence music 24/7.
Yay! So I wanted to say something. I managed to put Sounds of Freedom radio on my Fire Stick telly. So my telly doesn't use apart from like Flix or whatever, because I used to watch TV. But it's really grand. So yesterday when I went out filming at Scottish Parliament, I left my telly on full blast on Sounds of Radio with the window open. Came back, it was still playing, and there was a crowd of people outside my gate dancing. And they were like, "Oh, Jim, not even home." I was like, "Oh, it's out, come last."
So there's a lot of messages coming in. I'm not reading them, but
let's look at the messages.
Graham, are you feeding back? Morning, everybody. Anyway, sorry, I'm not keeping up with these messages.
I put some of them on there.
Oh, did you put them on? All right, okay, right.
Some of them, there's about 7, so let's go through them. So Henry says, sunny day in Glasgow, great to have Sovereign Scots listening in. Sosa Mo says, to me, Graham. You know, hey, Graham.
What's that?
You know Mo from Sosa?
Mo from Sosa?
Yeah.
Thirsty Thursday? No, I don't actually. That's the guy who you sent me.
He did those cool songs. Those ones that are up in here. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get them up on the radio station so that everybody can listen to them if they're listening to the radio station.
And Mo does some really good podcasts and stuff like regular, and they're really, really good. Yep. So let's see what else. Nelson something in Spanish, which I'm not too. My Spanish is a bit rusty, but so it's nice. And they always said, and welcome to the show. And then Gillian says, "Morning, Em and Graham. I hope you're both well." It says, "Big Indie Caf and so." So I don't know if you know this, Graham, which is quite a nice thing. Indie 2 Cafe's got a Zoom on every evening, and people just drop in and say hello, and you don't have to go every night and that, but it's quite nice, and have a catch up. Sometimes a little bit of karaoke, jokes, whatever nice things. So everyone's welcome. You just go on the Indie 2 Cafe page, and you'll get the Zoom link in the comments, and it'll say the Zoom is open, and so people can join in. And I already mentioned also. So he's saying that I've got fleck. So I'm not sure, but I need to get some earphones. But you know, I can afford them. We'll sort it out. And Richard, hi Jim and Graham from first listening to you.
We need to play a song for you then.
Yep. Nobody's sending so many messages. Okay, so I just need to tell anyone in case you want to put Sounds of Freedom Radio on Fire Stick. Okay. You can give me a message on the Weed Show page on Facebook, and I'll talk you through doing it. It's quite easy, and it just means that it's on on your Fire Stick, and it's ready to play anytime you want. You're in the house. Yeah. So Graham, you want to do the song?
I don't know. Sorry, I thought you were doing the songs.
I'll do it. Let's do Working Class Hero. Here we go.
I remember when time back then you were everybody's friend. We all wanted a piece of you. You stood tall. You made them all look small. They didn't like that at all. Those rats in all of the people call your name, pledge their loyalty. Where you lead, they will follow. And what you see, we see. In the darkened hall, behind their city wall, they plot your downfall effortlessly. And what will they decide? Will it be suicide? Or will they just take your pride, your dignity? All of the people sit back to watch their plot unfold. And as the media tear at you, the weaker among us fold. Watch them fold. They have nothing to gain from this, but they have everything to lose. They'll take their media and their legal system, and they'll throw them all at you. What you gonna do? money gets lost, and people can't be bought. They'll give it all they've got, put you down. And all of the sheeple are waiting to say I told you so. But no matter what the outcome, in our hearts we go. They have nothing to gain from this, but they have everything to lose. They'll take their media and their legal systems, and they'll throw them all at you. And what you gonna do? Thank you.
Okay, we're back. And that was Working Class Hero. Graham, I liked about how that come about, that song.
Came about actually a few years back to highlight a problem that exists in the world, really. But yeah, here in Scotland, we feel it quite sharply. It was when they came down on Alex Salmond, and it kind of reminded me of how they came down on Tommy Sheridan, and then how they came down on Willie McRae, a wee bit more severely in that case. We're seeing the same thing happening in France at the moment. I might not agree with her policies, Le Pen's policies, but
Aye.
you know, she's been done with what, €5 million of embezzlement. But if you look at that, forget the girl's name now, the woman who's in charge of I think it's the World Bank now, you know, with the big hair, and she was in charge of finance at the EU, and she was actually charged and convicted of giving a financier something like €300 million, and she was just found guilty, no punishment. In fact, she was given a promotion to the World Bank or whatever bank she's in now. Forget her name, but if you're in the crew, as I say, you just look at this country, you know, I mean, look at all the embezzlement that went on blatantly in front of our faces during the COVID breakdown, you know, when they were handing out contracts to their friends. This sort of thing, basically, that the whole thing is set up, our whole establishment set up to protect the few at the top. And it basically, this song was just to highlight the fact that, yeah, we think we're important, and if we think we've got a say in things, but we don't really. They control everything: the media, the banks, the army. In fact, I wrote a song about that as well. Never trust a Tory, because they actually control everything in the background. And democracy comes about because they let it come about. You know, I mean, the Labour Party made a difference between the 1930s and the 1960s, but by that point, they were starting to think, how do we solve the problem? And for me, they hijacked the Labour Party, because if you look at the people running the Labour Party at the moment, you couldn't put a fag paper between them and the Tories. So yeah, you can call it democracy, but if you're voting for the same people, then how much of democracy is that, you know? So yeah, that's what the song was written to. It was from a Scottish perspective, but to highlight that problem, really.
I think that we are under the illusion of democracy at the moment, that they use against us as saying you must have democracy as far as, you know, a referendum, but you can't have a referendum. You know, it's just a bit of gaslighting, and it's not really democracy at all.
Well, that highlights the point that Mark Twain once made, wasn't it? If voting made a difference, they wouldn't let you do it. You know, and that's exactly what's happening in Scotland. Yeah, if you let us vote, it will make a difference. So they're just not letting us vote.
Aye.
But if you vote, you know, in a general election now, well, we can see it hasn't made. Well, the people, I didn't put my hand up. I didn't vote Labour, but the people who
me neither.
And before you say it, I didn't vote Tory, but
Never.
but yeah, you know, the people voted for a different government, and they got the same government basically, didn't they? I mean, I think one of the Labour ministers was at West Street and somebody stood up in Parliament and said to the Tories, you know, you're just jealous because we're doing the things you wanted to do. I thought, my God, you know, he's actually
What's
come
the
out
thing?
and said it.
And you control the media, but good news is, I don't know if you noticed, but they don't control my mouth. And they
No,
don't
I know, but
Graham when he's
but-
singing.
yeah, but if it mattered, they would look at what happened to, as I say, I need to mention Nicola Sturgeon as well. Nicola Sturgeon, Alex Salmon, Tommy, any voice that gets too big, Willie McRae, I've got anything to say, John McLean, anybody that gets too big, then yeah, they will shut you down. It's
It
one
had
way or the
happened
other.
too. I just came from the dead, you know, the kill me.
Yeah. But
So
that-
the thing about Nicola Sturgeon is people seem to forget that she said she detested the Tories, and like half of most of
Yeah.
UK jumped on board, and then they started persecuting her. So remember, when you hear things like they can take anyone that they want to because they control the media mostly apart from us,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
they can say anything about anyone. And I also think these days they can produce AI videos, and be careful that you actually know that you're watching something that's actually true. You know, what do you think? Graham?
Yeah. I didn't really get you, Gemma. You've got a wee echo going now, so I've got the headphones on, but it's not making it any better. What did you ask me there?
I forgot.
Oh dear.
We'll call the show the Chargers.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a song, you know. So let's do this one. Stand up and fight.
Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. I've been fighting all my life. Year on year it's been a lonely strife. And no one seems to care from where I stand, that the rich man takes from the poorer man. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. They try to tell you they understand, but it's all part of the master plan to get your vote and to keep you down. But I know one day we'll turn it all around. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. They try to tell you what you should do, but they lie and cheat their woman too. I know they can see it fall apart, but they don't care 'cause they don't have a heart. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. Raise their taxes and make them pay. That's how they did it in Harold Wilson's day. And don't believe them when they protest, 'cause they need you to fund their excess. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight. Together we can make it right. Stand up and join the fight. Stand up and join the fight.
It looks like some places as Graham.
All right, yeah, dancing.
If anyone can just tell me if the echo is improved on my microphone. I don't know why that was happening, but anyway. And Graham, you've got an interest about that tune you wanted about it.
Well, that tune it was on, how did that come about? Yeah, that was written quite a while ago. Just basically as a songwriter, you just really study the work of other songwriters. And at this time, I think I was studying Bob Marley. I was studying Bob Marley and how he wrote songs. And I found out that when Bob Marley was a kid, he didn't listen to the sort of Caribbean music. He was really into gospel music, big into gospel music as a kid. So I thought, that's interesting. So I thought, I'll write a wee gospel song and I'll put a reggae beat to it. So that's basically where the melody came from and where obviously the reggae beat came from. And then, so for the material for it, I thought, right, I'll write a wee tribute to my old man, old Lenny Dallas, who's unfortunately no longer with us, not fortunately. So I wrote I really wrote about his political views that come across. My dad was a big socialist and shop steward, heavily into politics his whole life. And I always remember, and I'd been just a kid in the 60s, he said to me, when Harold Wilson stuck the income tax rate up, he says, you watch what the difference this makes in the next 10 years, son. And it stuck in my head. I couldn't have been, maybe 8 at the time, probably, anyway, but that stuck in my head. And when I think back now, you know, when he said that to me as kids, we used to actually play on the road outside the flats. Do you know what? And the drain in the middle of the road, we would play marbles using that drain, and we would play Kirby, we'd play football, and occasionally you would have to go off the road to let a car drive past, very occasionally. At night time, there would be maybe a couple of cars parked in the whole street. Within a decade, you couldn't play in the street and you couldn't get a parking space in the street. Everybody had cars, and you went, you know, when in your house you had fitted carpets where you had lino and a wee rug, and you had a 3-piece suite where you had a couple of chairs, and you used to, you know, so things definitely did improve. And so that's what the song was about. And it's ironic that today we're talking about taxing the rich, and it's brilliant that the way that they're turning around and saying, oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, they're trying to tell you it doesn't work, you know, and they're using their media to do that. But believe me, it does work. And they can't leave the country anyway, because all these people don't have £10 million in the bank. It's all invested, and it's all invested, well, probably most of it in this country. So any stuff that they've got in offshore accounts isn't being taxed anyway. So yeah, it does work. And hopefully, they're not going to do it though, are they? That's the problem. We don't have a socialist government that can do that, you know. Anyway, that's what the song was about and how it came about.
I just want to say it's great being you on the show, Graham, and everyone who's listening, thanks for listening. I just want to mention something. There's a less. Let me just see. I think it was a less. She meant it was Gillian. She said play. Hold on. The Shinty Referee by Ferg McDonald. Yeah, the thing about Sounds of Freedom Radio is that we are playing independent musicians that are not signed. They record their own work, so it's only copyrighted to them, and they give their permission to play it. So we're strictly playing independent music. So I don't know, Graham, can play that one, can we?
I don't know the song, but no, that's probably if it's out there, it's somebody else's copyright, and we can get struck off for it. And Kevin, who runs Independence Live, said that we mustn't do that because he does get copyright strikes.
He'll make us wash the dishes, all that, you know.
Yeah, somebody else was asking for a Source song, but I don't think there's any up on the playlist.
That's the ones that I sent you, Graham, that you didn't get. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll sort that out. So hopefully the next time you're on, you can play some of the stuff.
And I wanted to say, if there's any musicians around listening, Scottish musicians, or you know of anyone, and they want to write in songs, get in touch with Sounds of Freedom Radio on the Facebook page, and like speak to us. The thing is that it should record at good quality. Graham, talk to you about it. Graham?
Sorry, Jem, I'm struggling to hear you there again with the wee echo.
You might be going deep.
Sorry?
You might be going deep.
Maybe it's me.
I'm talking about people want to get their music played.
Oh, yeah.
They're independent songs. Talk the quality of recording.
Yeah, again, anybody can be a songwriter, just like anybody can play football or tennis or anything like that. It has to be of a quality that, that can be played and recorded to a standard, because what we don't want to do is, well, people probably have turned it off anyway, but it has to be at a certain level, and we're happy to play it. And as long as it's about independence, there's too many people come along who, say they're about independence to get played, and then when you actually go into their Facebook page or their website, they don't mention it, or if you see any of their songs and gigs I see that Source of saying that. Yeah, we know that, and thanks very much. And we will play your stuff. As I say, James sent it to me, but I didn't get it. We will upload it. Thanks.
There's some great there, Mo. Play. What do you care about, Graham? Did you want to say something?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I'm going to play a video now, and it's called "Let Me Be Me," and it's Graham Brown, isn't it? Hold on a second.
See the sunrise through my eyes, you wouldn't hurt me or make me sacrifice my life right now. Oh, let me be me. I want the best for everything you do. I gave you all my life and the strength to see you through, the good and the bad. Just let me be me. on me. Just say my name with pride. I'll always be there. Just let me be me. Now you're alone, and you know the truth is real, and you've been hurt. You know just how I feel, but don't turn away. Just let me be me.
fathers and the children are wise to the knowledge that power is theirs to decide. Then the ruling class with the jewels to hide will have to bow to the will of the people. When the generals find the soldiers wise to the deception of doom that they prophesize, finally they will come to realize they don't pay the piper, they just use him. And I know, yes I know, yes I know, I know the wind is changed. You kings and queens, you inheritors of wealth, whose ancestors took our land by stealth, charging people to care for the health of the land. You claim as your birthright, but the mothers and the fathers and the children now know if they are to reap the crops that they sow, then the rivers of change must be allowed to flow, and your days are not now, they are numbered. And I know, yes I know, yes I know, I know the wind has changed. Strong, and all you believe to be right may be wrong, and you no longer have a need to hold on, then I know you are ready for reason. Your ivory towers will turn to glass, and the fire that you breathe will turn your mansions to ash, and all that you dread will come to pass. Fear not, you are worth more than all that. And I know, yes I know, yes I know, I know the wind has changed. So tell people, to tell all of their friends that this state of madness must come to an end. Let us not allow violence to descend. I pray this revolution will be peaceful. So let the soldiers, the preachers, the law fall in line. When the seekers of truth give us the sign, let the political class and their sponsors resign to the fact that a new age is dawning. And I know, yes I know, yes I know, I know the wind has changed. And I know, yes I know, yes I know, I know the wind has changed.
I don't know where that noise is coming from. Graham, where are we?
By chance of mine earlier on about Working Class Hero with the sax part in it. And the girl that Graham used for that lives in Brecon. And when I was looking for a sax player to do that part, people kept saying to me, you should get that girl in Brecon to do it. And I'd never heard her playing. And I thought, no, there's a certain sound I want a right bluesy sax player. And the people that were saying it to me were all kind of folky guys. And I'm thinking, right, I never tried her. I wish I had, because she actually, I never got the sound I was looking for. And ironically, she's got that sound. Also a great solo by Graham's young son, Kyle there. He's really coming on as a guitarist. I've really watched him develop quite nicely over the last couple of years. Yeah, coming on.
The nice thing, Brandy, a little while ago, was it last year or something? There was a couple of musicians playing it, but I don't think you were there. It was Graham Brown, his dad was playing, and Amanda Brown, some other people. But were you playing?
Doubt it. I haven't been doing much lately.
It was like an independence music kind of little up in Dundee.
Oh no, yeah, Graham does things in his own. Oh, I was, yeah, that's right. I did do that night.
You were there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
did,
right.
yeah.
Yes, because Sean's there as well. I remember now.
I obviously made a good impression.
Oh, that
Yeah,
it was really fun.
yeah. You're asking about the that song. Yeah, I don't really know how it came about. The good thing about that, it kind of took off though. Back in the day, you used to get a lot of hits. It very quickly went to 100,000 views on Facebook, and I was getting people think they were slating me on it. I was getting people coming on thinking, you're copying Bob Dylan. I thought, oh, tick, that's a nice one. You're copying Leonard Cohen, tick. Who do you think you are? Mark Knopfler? Oh, tick that one as well, you know.
All of them at the same time.
Yeah, well, they were just coming in, you know, all these people try to say, who do you think you are? Do you think you're this? I'm thinking, that's quite a compliment, that, you know. But they didn't realise they were giving me a compliment at the time. Yeah, so I can't really remember how the song came about. I remember I was listening to some gypsy jazz and Django Reinhardt or somebody at the time.
I love Django Reinhardt and Gypsy King.
Yeah, I'll try and play a wee bit of that. So that's basically how the feel of the song came about, but where the words came from, I don't really know. But anyway.
It's incredible what Django Reinhardt can do. Is like,
yeah, with two fingers.
I know. I was like, if you want to play like him, take up some fingers. But I thought that was appropriate. But I said it anyway.
Yeah, don't try this at home.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, if anybody wants to know how to get Freedom on their show on their phone or if you go onto the Sounds of Freedom Facebook page, the stream is pinned to the top of the page. But also when we're not on air and not a video playing the little instruction. So if you have any problems, just give us a message, help you out. And was there anything else you wanted to chat about, Graham?
Just thank you, Henry, for the nice little compliment there. And Hashberry Stumbles. I think I know who that is, but I think I know who that is, but I'm not sure. He's got so many aliases. But I think he's appeared in one of my videos. I'll put it that way, dressed as a character. Yeah, thank you for that. Anything else I wanted to talk about? I think I've done enough talking, Jim.
Well, tell about how you started the radio station.
Oh, yeah, the radio station. Well, basically, out of frustration, really. Yeah, there are a couple of radio stations out there that say they're indie radio stations. And to be fair, they both play my songs, but very rarely. And I never hear anybody else on them. And I hear a lot of country music and other things, but not independence music. And I thought, right, if nobody else is doing it, I'll need to do it myself because we need to get the music out there. BBC certainly going to play it. So, I did a bit of research. It took a few months and got the wee radio station, and it's running 24/7, still developing it. But that's not me. That's me. So, yeah, it's running 24/7. Every day we kind of, I'm being a bit cheeky here saying indie anthems, but all the sort of more popular songs that people ask for when you're at rallies and things like that. We play them we really focus on them between 4 and 6 every day. So you'll get all the songs that you hear at rallies. And I've been quite surprised myself because I have to listen to it every day, basically. I do that when I'm out and about, just to make sure it's running and everything's okay. And I'm actually quite impressed. We should actually play a wee... We haven't played any Pete Scally or... Ted Christopher. Ted's written I was quite surprised, and I don't mean this.
He's got some lovely songs, hasn't he? I've heard some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah, but when Ted turns up to the rallies, I've never really noticed him playing his own stuff, but I'm really quite impressed with the songs he's written. I love it when his songs come on.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the titles, but yeah, he's done a few good ones. And Pete Scally's done a couple. He's not done enough, really. Pete could do... Actually, when he did, we maybe should finish with that Patriots. I recorded Pete, and he'd sent me. He said, "I want you to record this song," and he said he just sung it, no backing, over Because normally you get people asking you to do things all the time, and you think, right, okay. But out of politeness, I listened to it and I thought, oh, there's a song there. And it's the same as Graham's there. I think as soon as it's got a 3/4 timing, that Graham Brown song you played, it's a wee waltz as well. As soon as it's got that waltz timing to it, it's got a certain feel, certain romantic sort of feel that I think lends itself quite nicely to any type of music, but Scottish music. So I had Pete singing that, and I could just hear all the instruments coming in the back, and I kept sending him as well. He kept saying, "What have you got? What have you got?" And I'd send him what I had so far. Right, that's it. I'm putting out. I says, "No, there's still more to come." And I must have 10 times. That's enough. That's enough. I says, "No, Pete, there's more in my head, you know." But I'm glad we persevered, and he got a really good song out of that. Sorry, I can't even remember what the question was there.
We're having a nice time, Graham. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think you mentioned something about the timing of the waltz. Is that
Yeah,
a four?
It's just 3/4 time, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Flower of Scotland. Oh, flowers, 1, 2, 3, 2.
Because I'm learning how to play the guitar a little bit, and I was learning how to play Flower of Scotland on one thing. Actually, it was really good.
A lot of people struggle to play Flower of Scotland because they try and play it in standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. I get that when I used to do lessons, and kids would come and they would kind of want to play Flower of Scotland, and you had to say, no, you need to learn to count differently when you're playing that song.
That's really funny because we were doing the Kaylee dance. We did Strip the Willow at the Great events in the rain. And everybody grabbed me afterwards, and they were like, "Jim, go for a waltz with me." I was like, "I can't waltz." And they, "But you can do the Strip the Willow." I said, "I can do the Kaylee dancing, but I can't waltz. Like, don't even try this to me. I can do it."
Yeah. No,
I'm going to play.
What are you going to play? Sorry.
No, I interrupted you. That's my toxic trait.
Oh, fire in.
Okay, I'm just going to play a jingle. Go.
You're listening to Sounds of Freedom Radio.
Oh, yeah. How you get the radio station. Basically, if you go to the wee website at the top here, and you go in there and get the player, and then once the player's on, just go to the 3 dots at the top
within the browser.
Yeah, and just say add to my home screen, and it'll put it into your phone, so that it's
you can add it to the taskbar on your laptop or on the home screen, and it's either
again. There's another option. It's either put it to my home screen or put it to my desktop, and it'll put it onto your desktop as well. You know. So
and then open it easily. So it's just the base, bro.
Just like any other app, just click it and it'll open up, and it'll just press play, and you've got the station. So,
and you can also play it once you've done that. You can play a Bluetooth speaker. You can take it with you. It's quite fun. We were in Kenny's music a while ago and go at them if they would play it up once it's up and running, obviously, before you started. And they were like, they'll play it in the shop. So let's get guys. If you're around anyone, you think the shop should be playing Sounds of Freedom Radio, just tell them how to download the stream and play it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the show short and sweet today because we're all totally knackered and fall asleep on the show and forget what we're saying and all this stuff. And Graham, you said a song play out with was a vow.
I thought Patriots by Pete Scally would be a good one, but it's up to you.
I'm just looking because I can see PJ, and I'm trying to find the one you talked about.
PJ's Pepper Jock. Go for Pete Scally. That will be.
Oh, that guy. Oh, I should have realized. I was thinking the GD. Oh no, not Pepper Jock. My goodness. I'm joking. Okay, Patriots. We're going to play with Patriots, guys. Have a brilliant week, and I will see you again tomorrow on the Wee Jim show. But we're not going to lay them on this week. Thanks for joining, Graham. It was wonderful chatting to you.
Yeah, and thanks for all listening. Appreciate it.
Thanks for doing the radio station because it literally makes my day better every single day.
No bother. My pleasure.
Okay, guys, we all, and thanks for listening. Here you go.
of a legend, like Wallace or Bruce, and you'll see they have stolen our country's potential. Our beautiful land should be free, but we'll take no more of it. We're making sure of it. Come, sing along with me. We are patriots, one and all. You can tell by the roar when we answer the call. We are patriots, one and all. We're fighting for Scotland and freedom for all. Stand in the fields of Culloden or Bannockburn, close your eyes. Feel the resurgence within you from your countrymen who have died. But they'll take no more away. Stand up and have your say. Come and stand with me. We are patriots, one and all. You can tell by the roar when we answer the call. We are patriots, one and all. We're fighting for Scotland and freedom for all. Gaze through the eyes of a legend, like Wallace or Bruce, and you'll see we gather with proud Scottish people to fight for our land to be free. And as the time goes by, watch as we multiply. Soon everyone will see. We are patriots, one and all. You can tell by the roar when we answer the call. We are patriots, one and all. We're fighting for Scotland and freedom for all. We are patriots, one and all. You can tell by the roar when we answer the call. We are patriots, one and all. We're fighting for Scotland and freedom for all.
While the unicorn is chained to the lion with the crown, I will never rest. I will